What's up YouTube, Tenton here, and today we will be discussing the next time on Death Battle between Ganondorf from The Legend of Zelda and Dracula from Castlevania. But before we get on to that, let us discuss the last time on Death Battle. And once again, I was wrong. My record's dead. It's dead, and that's just unfortunate at this point. Like, oh boy, I have been wrong so much this season, it's ridiculous. Like, I started out pretty strong this season. I honestly did. I remember that. Remember when I said like, oh, maybe I'll go like, maybe I won't lose the whole season. Oh, that's cute. No, but I've been wrong a lot lately, and that sucks. I found it hilarious. Like when I went to Power Rangers and Mechagodzilla, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go with the Power Rangers. He dies. Next episode, I'm like, I'm going with my gut. I'm going with the numbers. I'm not going with my heart this time. Going for Sasuke. I'm wrong again, he dies. So this time, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'll be honest. But I'm gonna do my best to predict this one correctly. And as for Sasuke versus Hiei, cool episode. Don't really know all that much about Sasuke and Hiei's characters, but from what I've seen of them, they're cool. And Hiei is voiced by Android 17, so you know, that's cool. Regardless, the episode was really fun, the animation was cool, my nephew enjoyed it a lot because he's a Naruto fan, and he was all over that crap. He adored it. And overall, really good episode. Loved the animation, research was good, jokes were funny. 9 out of 10. But now, on to the next time. And with this fight, I say it a lot, but I am very mixed. On one hand, I'm feeling more towards Ganon initially when I just look at this matchup, simply because Ganon does have previous experience on Death Battle that I can analyze. Though the issue with that is, Ganondorf's episode took place before Death Battle's big change in the rule sets, so it's kind of hard for me to say if his win would be legitimate with the new rules, because after, I believe it was Mewtwo vs. Shadow, or Joker vs. Sweet Tooth, one of those episodes, can't remember specifically, Death Battle had an overall change of the rules. They brought the research team in more, and they had a bigger say in what happens, and they could have a more direct conversation with Ben, Chad, and the rest of them to make it easier to, you know, pick the winners and all that. It also allows them to have more direct conversations, so instead of like getting misdirections or accidentally throwing in false information like some episodes prior, it'd be easier for them not to screw it up. Which, now, thankfully, we've had, what, over 50 episodes since then, and a lot of those episodes have been some of the best the series has ever had. So I ultimately think it was a good decision, but that merely makes me think, like, if Ganon and Bowser was done again, would the outcome remain the same? Because back then they generally used a majority of all sources for characters, obviously minus some like ridiculous non-canon stuff, but they would generally use all sources. And so the question for this fight, for me, really depends on how immortal is Ganon. And like, say they were Dracula, like, I know both of them are like, you know, we need holy weapons to kill them, yada yada yada. Like, the holy weapons are generally their biggest weakness. Besides that, it's like basically no way to kill them. So the holy whip and the master sword are generally what's used to murder them. But it really depends on how much that is true, because as far as I'm aware, like, the only holy weapon Ganon would have was that holy sword that was like what some of like Zelda priest guys or whatever like stabbed through his chest and they just ripped out and murdered them. So like, that's like the only holy weapon I can think Ganon has. I mean, unless Ganondorf gets some steaks and some garlic on him, or just decides to fight in a sunny, like, on the beach in the middle of summer, but I don't think he's gonna have an easy time killing Dracula. And as far as I'm aware, Dracula, like, he's definitely powerful. I've heard that, like, he has the kind of power that can, like, shake and, like, make earthquakes with ease. I've heard he can, like, shake a continent or something crazy like that. And I know his old magic stuff, his vampire stuff, you know, the usual, what you'd expect him to have. I'm aware of that stuff. But, in terms of overall, like, I've said it before, in terms of, like, how he is as a character and how much exposure he has, I definitely think Ganon has more, simply because he's a more well-known character. And the Legend of Zelda series has more entries compared to Castlevania, as far as I'm aware. Though Ganondorf himself isn't in every entry, while Dracula is pretty much always the final boss, as far as I'm aware. So it goes either way in terms of like overall exposure, and both series definitely have seen the limelight a lot lately, especially since the Belmonts were in Smash Brothers. Regardless, in terms of raw strength, I know they're both at least at like castle level, though Ganondorf, again, he did beat Bowser. But then again, how much of that episode should we take as literal? They literally said Ganon literally can't die here, so there's like nothing Bowser could do. It doesn't matter how strong you are if your attacks are nullified by immortality and immunity, so it didn't matter. Ganon was immune and immortal to anything Bowser had, excluding holy weapons, but Bowser didn't have any, so he couldn't kill Ganon, and Ganon just had to wear him down and eventually kill him. So it really does come down to, what does Dracula have? Because knowing Dracula, he probably does have some kind of ridiculous crap in the back of his arsenal that I'm not aware of. But Ganon's no slouch either. Ganon has his magic, Ganon has his flight, teleportations, evil demonic curses, you know, his broadsword, everything you would expect Ganon to have, he has. And durability-wise, they're probably about even for what I know. Speed-wise, like, I don't really think speed's the biggest factor in this fight. When it comes to speed feats for these two, I'm definitely leaning more towards Dracula, because I've heard some of the speed feats the Belmonts have pulled off, and they seem more impressive than what I've seen from the Lynx and Ganon. Then again, I don't have any direct numbers, and it's a little hard to tell necessarily with both of them, because a lot of this comes down to how vulnerable Ganondorf is to a holy weapon, and how easy it is to kill him without it. Same thing goes with Dracula, like, how I've heard that Dracula can still be killed in sunlight and stuff like that, but I'm not 100% on any of that, so please do correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Regardless, this is a close one for me, and my heart does tell me Ganon, because I love playing Ganon in Smash Brothers. But I don't know. The numbers, they seem remotely even on both sides, and it all really depends on how much of Ganon versus Bowser is, like, legitimate nowadays. Based off the new rule sets, would that fight play out the same as the old rule set did? And to me, it's hard. It's really hard decision. But for this fight, and I pray to God I don't regret this statement, I am going to root for Ganondorf. Please, let me be right. I want this losing streak to end. Regardless of all that, are you guys looking forward to Ganondorf versus Dracula? What are your thoughts on the episode as a whole? What do you think about my prediction? Leave it all in the comment section below. This has been Tinton, but before we go, I just want to mention something from a previous video. Earlier this year, I did a video talking about the chance that Perfect Cell could be coming to Death Battle, as a YouTuber by the name of Devil Artemis mentioned he was doing a project with Death Battle. And initially thinking, I'm like, well, so it's Cell, right? Because, like, that's your whole channel's thing. Like, why wouldn't it be Cell? However, Devil Artemis has recently announced that he will be assisting Death Battle in the animation department in Dracula vs. Ganondorf. So that is the episode he is working on, so sorry Perfect Cell fans. Could still happen this year, but it's definitely less likely now. But with all that being said, this has been Tinton. I hope you enjoy the episode when it comes out tomorrow, because yet again, I am late. School sucks. See you later. Peace.